Welcome to Community Conversations. I am Queen Miss FCJ, the host that does the most. You are listening to 1230 The Buzz, your talk station on 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. Today on Community Conversations, we will be talking about how people are gearing up for Mother's Day and things that you can do to just celebrate Mother's Day in a different way. And I have in here with me two bosses, Miss Tiffany Grissom and Miss Janita Johnson. How are you both doing?
Great.
I'm glad to have you both because I know Mother's Day is coming up and you all have planned to do something together to just honor mothers.
Absolutely.
So let's just first, for those who are unfamiliar about your organization, tell everybody what Chasing After Success is and what made you start the program.
So basically, Chasing After Success was started in 2013 at Rothenberg Preparatory Academy, where I was working. And it came about because I would have a lot of my former students come back asking for money for basic necessities, money to go to school, cap and gown, food, bus fare, detergent, and whatnot. And I named it Chasing After Success because that's literally what I feel like they were doing. They weren't coming to ask for money for, to go mess around. They were trying to get money for things they needed in order to be successful. And so that's pretty much where it started. Then we started branching off into people might be on social media and might need money for rent. We paid for caps and gowns. I was just telling Miss Jones how every year we look for students who need student fees paid in order to graduate. And yeah, that's huge. Like it's a lot a way bigger issue than people know. And that's pretty much it. Just giving back to people who are trying to do something with themselves and who need help.
I love it because, like you said, these things kind of go over underlooked. That this baby just worked hard to get her grades up, and she can't graduate or walk because fees are not paid because mom did not handle her business during this whole time, and now this obligation is keeping her from her education. So I mean, oh my goodness, and then a cap and gown, right? Because some of our babies don't show up because they don't have the money to pay for it.
Yes.
And that's their moment after working so very hard.
Absolutely.
And oh my goodness, you're paying rent now?
And it's so crazy because we get on, like, even with this breakfast, even with the brunch for the women in the Talbert house, we literally just been getting on social media. Like, people have been coming,
donating
nowhere. She has been, I told her, I just want it all, for the most part by myself. She has been keeping me on my toes. Like, she has gotten donations. It's just been amazing. So, people always say Black people don't stick together. That's a lie. We stick together. We come together, when it's necessary.
You said your timeline ain't like that. They better get some different kind of friends.
That part.
Well, Miss Jones, what has it been like, teaming up with Miss Tiffany and getting behind this cause?
Like me and Tiffany been knowing each other for over 15 years. Like real close. And like she said, she had brought me some tea. Then we was talking about like the incarcerated women, what they can and what they can't do. And I just asked her, like, have you ever thought about talking to the Talbert house? She was like, yeah. So, I had a story, she had a story, and then we just figured, like, why won't we collaborate together? And she called me like, you want to go to the Talbert house? I'm like, yeah. So we had went live talking about operation, how women couldn't get visits, food boxes, and all that. So, we talking. I was previously incarcerated. I did 2 years. So I know what it's like to be incarcerated and get out and turn your life around and to change it. So my story and her story just street smart, and we got it together. That's what we gonna do. We coming like a tank. We coming helping anybody and let them know that it's good people out there, and we've been where you've been. She may not have been, but she has friends that been there. So therefore, like, the stories, they all come together. And I want to help. And it ain't a story that a person can tell me about incarceration that I won't understand.
So how often do you all serve? Is this we do this monthly, we do this on Mondays, tell me a little bit more about how the business functions.
For the last one, since the pandemic hit, we have actually been focusing more on people like who have lost their jobs. Like there were so many people last year who just didn't even have food, and when we would see it on social media, we would just reach out and just, take them money or take them groceries. And it was so crazy because so many people would be asking, like, well, why are you doing this? Like, you don't even know me. And my answer will always be, why not? It's why not? And so it's pretty much whenever we see the need out there, that's when we reach out. So it's not like a Monday thing, a monthly thing. If it's every day and we can serve, then we are going to do it, basically every day. With the Mother's Day brunch, particularly, we talked about working on doing something every month. Like maybe we can do something for Father's Day. Christmas, we talked about doing a toy drive. I'm not for sure how when the world opens back up, like if the mothers can get visits from their kids in the top of the house, and to be able to give your toy who you haven't seen in the last 2 years, you know what I'm saying? That will have to feel amazing, we both mothers, coming from a mother. So we just working on just trying to do something monthly. It's what we are now working on putting together.
Like this is our first one. We just it's like we started in it, but it's like overwhelming because the donations and stuff that we have received from numerous of people. Is like and every time either I or her meet the person, they be like they happy because it's something that we're doing for the community. Like as far as inside of our community, and as previously incarcerated, and 9 out of 10, someone has been incarcerated and they know what's going on, and they see what we're trying to do, and they willing to help no matter what. If it's small, we tell them we want small donations. They come with big donations.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's nice, and I mean, it's I smile every time Tiffany. Her number come up on my phone. I just be looking like we about to be worldwide. I don't care. We got to go to a different state. We taking people with us. We want to help everybody.
But that's what it's about, being like, you don't have to have it, but if you reaching out and asking for support, other people will help. And I guess that's what you all are learning, huh? That support is there as long as I got this goal and I'm serious about it. I think that was the part for me that made me fall in love with Tiffany's organization, because it's her passion. Her work ethic for it. It's like, these her kids, this her family. Like I need help. Somebody is struggling. You like, is that your cousin? Like, not, but yes, that is. Like, she's struggling, I'm struggling, and I think that's where we need to get back to. Our communities once ran that way. You didn't have no food over there. We eat here today. And so
nobody talked about you because of you. You understand what I'm saying? For you not people need to understand, it can be anybody. Like God will knock you down off that high horse in a second, and just as fast as God can give it to you, He can take it away. And that's basically scripture. Like, is when you help those who are less than. Not saying that the people are less than, they have less than what we have, but when you are serving, God is pleased with us. And we ain't perfect, child.
Everybody got flaws.
Yeah, that's over here. But when it comes to taking care of our people and these babies, it's a dirty job, but somebody has to do it, and we are the chosen few.
So what is the goal behind it all?
Behind it all,
like, is there one big mission?
Yeah. So on my end, some people know my story, some people don't. But just being homeless out of 3 or 4 years, I was in high school and I still was able to graduate, and I, graduated from college. I did become a mother at 19. But it's like no excuses. And if you want to do something and be somebody, it is absolutely possible, but you have to go get it. And you cannot, keep blaming, my mama didn't do it, my daddy didn't do it. It's about what you gonna do. That's my and just to try to make people feel like they are somebody, just because you went to prison and whatnot. Like I tell people all the time, child, if God was to open up all of our closets, our skeleton, everybody would be embarrassed in these streets.
Right.
So and I'm gonna let Miss Jones tell what her goal is.
My mission was basically when she was saying like it was the incarcerated women, so I felt where that need came from, and it was like I was telling her I can't when I was incarcerated, I couldn't relate to people not having visits or not people bringing food boxes and all that, because my family was there like white on rice. I was young, 20, 21, like my God, I'm going to prison. I get up there, it's like, it's a whole nother world of commitment and people of doing different crimes. So it's like, once I got out, I probably did what I was supposed to, but I got older. It steered me in the right direction. I have 2 kids. I have to get myself together. And if it means for me to help somebody else freely, I'm going to help them because it's like, it's okay. You might mess up tomorrow. You might mess up another day, but it's okay. Like, and you ain't being judged by us. I've been there. She had friends that been there. So therefore, what we telling you is okay. And we here to help y'all.
That's what it's all about, man. We can't leave our people behind. And one mistake that you made don't determine your future.
Yes.
If you can overstand any obstacle. So I love the fact that you're both working together on this cause. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is 1230 Buzz, your talk station on 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. I'm here talking with Miss Janita Jones and Miss Tiffany Grissom about their works together. They both have different organizations, but 2 missions to make sure that people have the things that they need, that they have access to the resources, that they're not hungry, that they're not hopeless. They're providing hope. And so they have a special event coming up, their first ever collaboration. I want them to talk to us about it. It's for Mother's Day.
So I'm just so like, we just keep talking about how we're excited. It's like Christmas for us. We will be at a Talbert house here in the city. One of my girlfriends from high school actually runs it. And like I said, I used to go over here because I'm a motivational speaker as well. And I would just speak about my trauma and how I've been seeing a therapist and it's been the best thing ever. And so I asked her, so with Mother's Day, can we do something for Mother's Day? Like, do they get visit or what's going on because of the pandemic? And she basically said, if the people in the Tower House, if they don't do anything for the women, nothing gets done.
Oh.
So I was like, dang, that made my heart a little heavy. So we just basically, brunch. We're gonna brunch, muffins and juice and
donuts,
we
coffee. They gotta have coffee.
Yeah, like fruit, like just basically, we were doing decorations. We're gonna have some music. I'm gonna speak. She's gonna speak. And people are donating stuff. We're gonna make them hygiene bags because some of the women will be getting out soon. And so when they leave, even if they all they have is just hygiene bag, to get them going. That's basically it. It's gonna be like 2 hours from like 11 to 1. People have been donating brand new clothes.
Everything.
Like it's been, it's just been amazing. We're going to start them a flower.
With a flower bed pot.
Yeah.
Put the flowers in and they can water it.
Garden.
They garden, basically. Something different.
Yes, very therapeutic because I'm big on flowers. So I want all the women to have roses. And Miss Angie Martin, oh my gosh, she's so near and dear to my heart. Anything I do, she helps. She had gave us this huge donation to buy them all a bouquet of roses, but they can't have vases. So I'm like, oh. So my friend who runs it was like, oh, well, what about them starting like their own garden? I was like, that's therapeutic. So they're gonna start their own garden. Like it's blowing, like God is really blowing our minds. He really is.
It's like we first was like putting it out there here and there, like we was getting like low responses or whatever. I think her friend had donated a large amount at first. And then one day the other day, we just put up a post and then like 4 people cash at me. I'm like, this guy was like, can you meet me downtown? I'm like, downtown? He said, oh, that Starbucks, I got cash. I said, okay, I'm gonna meet you. He gave me $40. Then somebody gave me 50. I think Reagan gave me 50. This lady gave me 50. A lady Rakia gave me 20. Tamika Green gave us a big bag. It was just like, it just keep coming. We got to meet somebody else to the point where we missing meeting them because it's like we got to be here. We got to be
there. With the it's like literally a meal yesterday. She gave me deodorant, sanitary napkins, soap. Like I'm like, my God, like it's just good. It's good. It's gonna be great. And yeah, we just want them to have a day of relaxation, even if they are not mothers. And she said, well, if they're not mothers, can they come?
It's for everybody.
It's for everybody. If you aren't a mother, you came from a mother. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so then we have a daycare that's the kids are going to make generic Mother's Day cards. Yeah. You know what I'm like? Just something first, like, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I love how you're incorporating different people.
Yes.
Different aspects of your network. It takes a village. I don't know what else to say. You all are proving that it takes a village. So you can have this vision to go. People, they may want to start a business, but they're like, I don't have the finances. This is proof you don't need the finances. If God tells you to do something and you follow his direction, after that, everything else follows.
What you say? That's it.
You know, I told Tiffany, I said, girl, I don't care if nobody donate. We doing this. I don't care. They don't even got to donate. We gonna get it together. Then next thing you know, it was just a spread of donations here and there, pick up here, meet there. I'm like, I'm just ecstatic to the point where somebody's letting us do it.
Right.
You know, like you gotta go through proper channels and do all that. It was just, she just straight said, yes, come on. Yes. And it was.
Right. Somebody had the heart. And that's about people being in the right position so God can move.
That part.
Be having the wrong people blocking us and feeling like these women don't deserve this or looking at me.
Or why is they doing this? Like it was, when I met her, what's her name, Rebecca? Yeah. From the Talbert house, we sat down. As soon as I sat down, I'm like, I like her to meet me. She forward. She's aggressive with no pun intended. It's like, what y'all want to do? This is what we can do, this and that, and that's fine. And it was just a go from there.
And you can tell she has a heart for those women. She called me in one time before the pandemic, and she said, can you come over and talk to them? And she said, it's just a lot going on. And it's crazy because I went over to speak about trauma. And I just spoke, and one person over there who they claim like it's the hardest of the hardest, ain't gonna talk to, she had tears in her eyes, and she came up to me and she thanked me for just being transparent. And she's like, that's exactly what I needed to hear, And so like we always say, everybody has a story to tell. I can't wait till they hear her talk about how she now like has her own business, like she's been incarcerated and a
teach first aid CPR.
Yeah, it's CPR, like the business she is probably a $1 billion industry. So that just goes to show like
you can change.
You can change so you can get out and be somebody. And one thing back over there said, you just was talking about how some of them have to, and I know this to be true, you have to separate from people in order to go in a better direction.
Elevation.
Yeah. So sometimes, they have to cut their families off in order for them to keep from going back to, I'm just using this, keep them from going back to being a booster or using drugs or selling drugs. And that is hard. But you have to do what you have to do. And we know growth can be painful. And sometimes growth can be lonely. And then when you get to a certain point, and this is just where I am in my life, like I'm asking God to send me some like-minded women and men that's on, trying to go where I'm or they are there, where I'm trying to go. And therefore, so the top won't be so long.
Yeah. Right. And if you ain't at the top yet, come on up here. We up here. Look, thou shalt not judge. We coming. Come on.
Right.
We need everyone. And it's a good thing because it's like us as women, like we chatty cat, we talk a lot. And it's like some people look at people different because of what they've been through, but in reality, they knew the struggle. They wouldn't look at them like that. Like I'm not embarrassed of my situation. I'm happy because it showed me ways that I bet not do it again. And I can help someone else and I can let them know, like, I've been there and it's okay. And whatever you want to do, we here for you.
Pretty much. Well, for somebody that may be listening, you may have touched their heart and they may want to donate or they want to give back or they may want to be a part of the event. How can they help? How can they get involved?
So I can be reached at 513-628-4220. That's the cell phone number. If they want to make a donation via Cash App, is of course $ Chasing After Success. Social media, the page is Chasing After Success. I'm Tiffany Statements on social media, and that's on Facebook and on what's the other Instagrams. Child can't keep up. They can inbox, text. No donation is too small. It's whatever with us.
And again, like she said, no donation is too small. So whatever you feel led to give, please give, because again, you never know what this event may do and how it may change or save these girls' lives. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming in. I really appreciate having you. Look, if I wasn't already booked, I definitely would be there, but please keep me informed about other opportunities to come and serve.
We got another opportunity for your Squirrel Ball June the 12th. We're going to be coming back on here. I'm going to get with you in a week or so. Me and we're going to be back on here for the essential workers and front lines. It's called the Squirrel Ball June the 12th. and it's gonna be
Okay.
nice. I'm gonna come back with you so we can talk about that also.
Okay, beautiful. I got you. Well, just let me know. I appreciate it.
Thank
Okay.
you so much. Love you.
Thank
Love
you. I appreciate it.
Love y'all
And
too.
we will get with you again real soon.
Thank you.
Okay, this is 1230.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
This is 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.5, 101.1 The Wiz, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. If you would like to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is shoot me an email, msedonyj@radio-1.com. I'll see you next week.